I read somewhere that when Pac signed with Death Row, because essentially nobody was paying his bail. You talked about that in your open letter, how the guy who got Tupac signed, and he had the #1 album, it was platinum,
right?
He wouldn't bail him out.
Right.
But Suge bailed him out, along, I guess, Jimmy Iovine and Suge, I guess, got together and
figured it out.
It's a little discrepancy on who put up the bread, you know what I mean? But
Suge
that's a whole nother story.
He stepped up and made it happen.
Okay.
However it went down, you know what I mean?
There's a quote I had read a while back where Pac said that he knew he was making a deal with the devil, but he just couldn't be in this prison anymore, based on the way that they were treating him.
You seen Pac say that?
I did not.
Oh.
Nah, he never said that to us.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never heard that in the interview. I know where he was financially and spiritually in his life, and prison definitely was, you know what I'm saying, way, way, way down at the bottom of the list of places he wanted to be. And so he definitely wanted to get the fuck out of jail, for sure.
He said Knight offered, so the story goes here is that Knight offered to post a $1.4 million bail for Tupac pending an appeal. Tupac only needed to sign a 3-page handwritten recording contract. He did it so on September 16, 1995. Quote, "I know I'm selling my soul to the devil," Tupac reportedly said.
Reportedly said, though.
Yeah. So like I said, I never heard it.
So, I mean...
You never said that to me.
Right. So where did that come from, though?
It was an article about someone who covered it.
Right. Yeah. You know how they do. They always throw the little extra shit up.
Slow embellishment.
Yeah, I don't think he said nothing like that, honestly.
Right, because
he knew what he was doing. Pac was a smart dude. He was like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of jail. I'm gonna take care of what I need to take care of and move forward with my life, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, because I remember reading an interview with Shock G, who Tupac was in the group with in Digital Underground.
Right.
And he said something to the effect of, he didn't exactly know the details about Pac's relationship with Suge, but he did always feel that Suge held Pac down the way he's always wanted to be held down. That's something that Shock G said.
Mm. They had a great relationship, man. You know what I mean? They did, bro. Like
Suge loved that. Suge loved Pac.
Them dudes was
you know what I mean? Like, I've always said that. I've always been on record. I never believed Suge had anything to do with Pac's death. I've always been clear that their relationship was one of genuine brotherhood. You know what I mean? Probably cooler heads should have prevailed in certain situations. You know what I mean? Because maybe they would both be at different points in their life. Pac would still be here, maybe. You know what I mean? But if it was a fifth, we'd all be fucking drunk. Right. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bottom line, they loved each other. You know what I'm saying? And Pac appreciated the fact that Suge came to the table, not only for him, but for his family too. You know what I mean? Like Suge did a lot that doesn't get necessarily credit, that he doesn't get credit for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
True story.
Yeah, no, I've interviewed Michelle A.
Is he really like the scary guy that everyone portrays, or do you think that he takes that image and tries to run with it and uses it to his advantage?
I think he's always taken it and made it bigger than it really is. I've always thought that. I said, no one man can do this.
Yeah.
But as far as him being a father, he stalks my life to be in my daughter's life. Which when I would run away, I would try and hide out for 6 months at a time. He would still find us. So I finally said, you know what? He has every right to have a relationship with his daughter. Me and him don't have to get along, but it's not fair for me to do that to her. And as far as him, back in the day, he was just generous, to a fault. I remember people calling at 3 in the morning saying, yeah, my mom's house in foreclosure. She's going to lose it by 6 o'clock tomorrow. Can you help? He got out his bed, went and took money to save their parents' home. Really. Now, mind you, I don't know what the return on was at, but you had to gamble.
Each individual, they got families and shit too. So, when you looking out for this dude in the hood, he looking out for his family. So Suge did a lot for,
man,
his
when
whole
we got to death row,
man.
I said this before, man, when we got to death row, we was the brokest niggas there.
Right.
By far.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Everybody looked like they was doing good. Everybody had jewelry and cars and, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was eating good.
I was like, yeah, this is what it's all about. This is what this was my first experience of seeing what real money looks like in the rap game. Cause up until that point, the only person who had any real money around us was Pac and my uncle who sold dope. You know what I'm saying, for years. You know what I'm saying? Those were the richest two people in our family. You know what I mean? And Pac was always fighting cases, and his money was always in fluctuation. But
he looking out for his family,
and he
too,
taking care of
you
his
know?
family as well. But you know, when we got to death row, we was hands down the brokest niggas there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Death Row made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And Suge, you know, shared the wealth, man. I don't know about paperwork or none of that. That's a whole nother story. But as far as what I could see with my eyes, wasn't nobody missing no meals around there.
Yeah. I mean, the Death Row legacy can't be overlooked.
Nah, it can't be, and it shouldn't be.
Definitely
you know what I mean?
not.
Just because of the way it ended. You know, what Death Row did in the game changed a lot for the game and for rappers post them. You know what I mean? Prior to Death Row, you never had nobody like Suge moving around the industry like he moved so overtly. You know what I mean? The gangster shit was always there. The music industry started on gangster shit. But the way Suge was moving around and the way he was going to bat for his artists and being one of the first people to own his own masters and that sort of thing had never been done before.
Yeah,
up
a
until
lot
that
of dudes
point.
took that and started running with it, man. You had
Yeah.
your Master P's and your
Cash monies and all them,
man.
you know what I mean?
100%.
They did what they did.
And unfortunately,
for sure.
because of the way it ended, people kind of want to dismiss that whole movement, but it should definitely get credit. Yeah. Unfortunately, the way it ended, it won't be no 25-year anniversary or 30-year anniversary tours for Death Row or none of that type of shit. But at the end of the day, Death Row flat out changed the game.
100%. Undeniably.
No doubt.
And you're right. Suge is in jail right now. Everyone kind of went their separate ways.
Right.
Snoop is very much a viable artist these days. Daz and Corrupt still do their thing.
No doubt.
Dre a billionaire.
Dre a billionaire.
You know. So fortunately for those guys, man, they was able to move on and do bigger and better things, and hopefully for Suge he can get past what he's going through right now, and hopefully get out of jail if that's what is in the cards for him, man. You know what I'm saying?
It all come back to them good choices, man.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Learning from other people's mistakes, man. We done seen a lot of wrong decisions. You know what I mean? And
we've seen a lot of right ones
and
too.
And we
man.
seen a lot of right ones,
like,
man. You know what I mean?
For me, shout out to Jay Prince at Rap A Lot, because
yeah.
being around them, I got to see how a label should be run and how a boss really should move.
Yeah.
For his artists and the people, he employs and he care about.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people took the Suge blueprint and omitted the mistakes that the Suge made.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should. That's what you're supposed to do.
Gotta move forward, man. Gotta learn from all this shit, man.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Survive at the end of the day.
True story.
Absolutely. E.D. Noble, man, always a pleasure.
Man,
Absolutely.
appreciate you.
Can't wait to see you guys on the screen.
Yeah.
You guys are playing yourselves.
Out
Playing ourselves without playing ourselves.
Yeah. Instead, it's a Tupac movie, so it don't focus on the Outlawz at all. But the Outlaw Immortal movie is gonna be the sequel, man.
Absolutely. And rest in peace to Big Psych.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace to Fanny
Big Psych.
Shakur.
Yeah.
Rest in peace Hussein Fatal, Killer Gaddafi, Machiavelli the Dawn. Outlaw for life, baby.